about leadership more broadly, what do you think people? I'm also going to ask about organisations, but to ask about the individual first. But what do you think people misunderstand or get wrong about leadership, broadly speaking?
There are a couple of things which I think, I've sort of learnt over the years. And, often I think even just sitting in a room when you're talking about talent. So I've done a lot of talent management work. And I think one of the big challenges we all have is imagine you're in a team of, say, 5 to 7 people. And you work with your manager on a regular basis, you sit in team meetings. And so you've got an awareness of what others are doing. And you've got a great relationship with your manager where, that they sort of, you get to the point where they go, you're doing a great job. Just tell me what you think. And you sort of get really confident in what you're doing. But that's like 1/7 of what they're thinking about. And I think that's the hard part to understand is the rungs on the ladder, so to speak, get further and further apart. And so it's not, from job A to job B to job C, the gaps get bigger and you need to learn more and more each time. And so that's why often people talk about don't worry so much about an upward direction. Think about different things you can learn and what skills you're learning and what don't you know about that next job or what a leader does. And so people then get into that position and then you play back the other way as the leader to say, you know, you might misunderstand that the people in your team are feeling that way or that, they've got different ambitions from yourself. So I think that's one thing for me. If you grow up in a sort of Western society, there's a phrase that often gets used as treat others as you wish to be treated or do unto others, as the saying goes. And that for me is actually the biggest mistake leaders make. And it sounds, quite antithetical to people to go, but why wouldn't I treat people with kindness, understanding, whatever? But it's like we all see the world through our own eyes. So I think one of the mistakes that a lot of people make is going, well, what would I like? I'd love for somebody to acknowledge me in front of a whole room of people. I feel really great about that. And the person's dying. They go, oh my God, like, please don't say my name. Please don't make me stand up. And you're going, come up on stage, Emma. Tell everyone what you did. I'm so proud of you. And you go, oh, I just want to die. So that's one of the little things which I think is kind of being able to figure out what really gets people motivated and what they really want to achieve on an individual basis within your team is a big sort of mistake, and I think it's something which you can learn that skill quite easily. So it's not something that is impossible to do. It's just something you have to work on. In terms of other things that I think people make, in terms of little things as you become a leader that you maybe don't quite anticipate until you get there, is it's not about you anymore, and you're not going to get as much thanks or acknowledgement for your work as you once did. So, actually it's you and your team.